Good evening, and welcome to the 19th Annual Spark of Hope Awards ceremony benefiting the Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas. Now, for many years, we've been considering the possibility of bringing the Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas and the Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Benton County into one organization to serve the entire region. And for the last 14 months, our staff, board of directors, and community experts have been working on the plans and providing the due diligence needed to merge these two organizations together as one to serve single-parent families at the highest level possible. And tonight is our debut event as a singular organization. Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas, serving Benton, Carroll, Madison, and Washington counties. Hello, I'm Tyler B. Clark, and I'm privileged to serve as the organization's Chief Executive Officer.
And I'm Shelley Summers, the 2021-22 Board Chair, and it's obvious that both Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas and Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Benton County share a rich history. Single Parent Scholarship Fund was founded in 1984 by Marjorie Marug Wolf and Ralph Nesson after realizing there was a need for supportive services for single mothers living in poverty who were looking to further their education. For nearly 40 years, Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas and Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Benton County have collectively given away 20,160 scholarships, totaling over $15.3 million and impacting thousands of families.
Amazing number, Shelley. I'd like to take the opportunity to talk about the bright future the Single Parent Scholarship Fund has. During the last 14 months of the merger planning, our volunteers dove deep and discussed what more we could provide to our recipients that we already haven't been able to provide previously. As a result, we're excited about the broadening of our scholarships and supportive programming and to provide more scholarship dollars to our single parent families and to further strengthen the Northwest Arkansas community. Some additional program changes and offerings include traditional degree programs, associates, bachelor's, and master's scholarships at 11 partnership institutions and another 11 approved institutions to which our applicants can choose from. Credentialing and workforce development scholarships at 6 institutions. Base scholarships that include full-time, three-quarter, and half-time terms. Grade point average awards. Graduate Advancement Plan, also known as our GAP program. Financial planning and budgeting material through a variety of community resources, behavioral health counseling services for recipients and their children, access to computers, printing and copying, tutoring, career development, which includes job counseling, resume building, interviews, coaching. We also have a learning coach, non-food dry pantry, dental, eye care, and chiropractic services referrals, technology needs and rental deposit assistance, and a wide access to other community nonprofit resources through referrals.
As all of our staff has been working very, very hard these past 14 months, we're prepared to move to the next chapter of Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas, and we're thrilled to be able to serve more recipients. At this time, I would like to introduce you to our staff. Tyler B. Clark, our Chief Executive Officer, Shannon Campbell, Chief Operations Officer, Carrie Miller, Chief Program Officer, Frankie Rankin, Chief Philanthropy Officer, Stephen R. Hines, Senior Director of Corporate Giving, Katie Marie Glenn, Communications and Marketing Director, Caitlin Taylor, Program Director for Benton and Carroll Counties, Crystal Goodwin, Program Director for Washington and Madison Counties, Mallory Mounts, Annual Fund and Grants Manager, Renee Hutton, Finance Manager, Sarah Stripling, Development and Program Manager, Twyla Ronak, Director of Counseling Services. With such a strong team as this in place, our recipients will benefit greatly from the expanded services and resources that are available to them.
A great team indeed. Thanks, Shelley. With our staff, board of directors, community ambassadors, alumni network, community volunteers, donors, the next 37 years look just as bright as the last. which reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from the American cultural anthropologist, Dr. Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. We look forward to the future and the amazing support from people like you watching tonight. We know that we will do incredible things. We have a very lofty fundraising goal for this evening, and we ask you to dig deep and help us help single-parent families lift them out of poverty into a brighter future. Now, we want to thank Sapphire Homes for allowing us to film this evening at their beautiful model home. Now, let's get down to tonight's program. We're honored to have Jake McBride from Nash Icon 94.3 and Jacqueline House from KNWA and Fox 24 serving as our host this evening. Thanks for watching The Spark of Hope, and thank you for supporting Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas.
Good evening, friends. It's great to be back as co-host this year with my friend Jake McBride. Hey, Jake.
How you doing?
Doing well. I see we color coordinated this year.
Without even trying.
That's right. See, we're in sync. I love that. Now, we gather annually with generous individuals and organizations to ensure single-parent students succeed in their educational journey. Now, we have so much to celebrate this evening, including, are you ready for this, Jake? The 72 exceptional single-parent scholars who were selected to receive a named scholarship. Isn't that fantastic?
That's awesome.
That's amazing. Now, these named scholars are featured in your program and now on your screen. Named scholars are chosen based upon the criteria set by the family or business who established each scholarship. Now, these families and businesses made transformational gifts to sustain scholarships for future generations of single-parent families.
At Single Parent Scholarship Fund, the mission is changing lives by encouraging personal success. The generous support of our community is exactly how Single Parent Scholarship Fund can assist so many deserving recipients with the financial resources they need to complete their degree or career certification. Scholarships and other programs help our families achieve their educational goals, which can provide a better and more sustainable future for their families. For 37 years, the Single Parent Scholarship Fund in Northwest Arkansas has worked tirelessly to increase access to education to those who might not otherwise have had the opportunity. Over the years, our community has reaped the benefits of the resources and programs provided to these recipients. When we add career-ready and educated workforce to our community, everyone wins.
Yeah, that's right. Thousands of single moms and dads have built their family's future with your help. By making the courageous decision to go to school, then establishing careers in our region's growing workforce, these students have been empowered to break the cycle of poverty for their families. Now, our graduates have fulfilling careers that pay sustaining wages and offer benefits such as retirement plans, health insurance, and more. Our scholars can ultimately eliminate their dependence on government aid and charitable support, all while helping to grow our area's economy. Isn't that fantastic?
That is
I love
awesome.
that. And perhaps best of all, the children of our recipients see the efforts of their parents pay off and now think college is an option for their own lives too.
I have the honor of serving as a community ambassador, where 3 times a year I get the opportunity to interview applicants and get to know their stories and struggles. And it's an emotional experience for the recipients and the interviewers. You'd be amazed to learn about some of the hardships these single parents have overcome. It's beyond inspirational. Every semester, students reapply for the program, proving their desire for personal success. The quality and determination of these recipients is clearly evident. The average cumulative GPA of all recipients is 3.346, and the graduation retention rate is an amazing 85.5%.
Wow.
Now compare that to the Arkansas average of 68% and 72% nationwide. In short, our scholars are succeeding. Just in the past year, the Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas has 57 determined single parents graduate and receive their degrees and certifications. These graduates are listed in your program as well as on the screen. And we're so proud of these scholars, we can't wait to see what they can accomplish next.
Because of your generosity, a full-time student attending classes year-round can receive up to $6,000 in base scholarship assistance. Now tonight we catch up with a current recipient, a member of the Alumni Network, and 3 special award honorees. Now, as you're listening to these important stories, you can see repeatedly how our scholars are building a foundation on quality education because of your support. But first, we do want to thank our top sponsors that share our vision by supporting tonight's event. You ready, Jake? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you to Greenwood Gearhart, Lewis Ford Automotive, and Walmart for your dedication and support of Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas.
Now is the time to hear someone who knows about our program well. Montanique Davis is a 9-time recipient of the Single Parent Scholarship and has received the Program Builders, Martha Rose, and Jim Von Gremp named scholarships. She graduated this spring with the BSBA in Supply Chain Management from the University of Arkansas and is continuing with the Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas in the Graduate Advancement Plan program. She has a career goal of working in transportation, either as an executive or by starting her own business. Montanique is the proud mother of 6 children. Please welcome Montanique Davis.
I was born in Forest City, Arkansas, a very small town. I'm the second of 6 children, 3 girls and 3 boys. There was not a whole lot going on in our town at the time, not much to do or aspire towards except go to public school and then get a job at the local McDonald's, which is where my mom worked as a manager for 35 years. So I got my first job in the 11th grade working at McDonald's, and it is hard working for your mom. So I took the job to earn my own money and to get ready for college. I had dreams to go to an Ivy League school. Ever since I was in the 7th grade, I had prospects from Duke University. Then in the 8th grade, West Point started contacting me. I had no idea of the prestige of West Point. And I remember telling my dad about it, but he was very protective of me and did not really want me to go to college so far away. And now my oldest sister, she was very intelligent. She was always first in class. She was first chair French horn in band, first in sports, and she was tough. She was really tough. But she had a baby in the 9th grade. And despite that, she was still first. She graduated 3rd in her senior class with a full ride engineering scholarship to the University of Arkansas. Talk about first. But again, my father was protective. He was a worrier and did not want her to leave home, but she ended up going to the university. Now my mom, she always encouraged us to step up and step out, so now it was my turn. In 1995, I graduated in the top 10% out of 411 seniors and with a partial scholarship to the Arkansas State University. I did go to college, but I was pregnant, unbeknownst to anybody. I had dreams of being a pediatrician, dreams of grandeur, being that little black girl that made it out of Forest City and made something of herself. I knew my friends were going to make it, and some of them did, but I ended up not going back to the university after I had my daughter. So I decided to go to the local community college I enrolled at East Arkansas Community College and was admitted into the honors program. My daughter was a baby at the time, and I did not want anybody to watch her, so I lived with my sister, and so I scheduled my classes along with her work schedule. She babysat while I went to school. And she told me I didn't have to work and that she'd pay the bills. But eventually I got my own apartment. But now how was I going to pay the bills? So I had to get a job, and I got a job at Wendy's, and I went to school. My daughter, she was very intelligent. She started walking at 9 months and talking at 11 months. She could speak in full sentences by the time she was 14 months, which is amazing. And a little bit down the road, I got pregnant again, and now I had 2 kids. So my siblings and my mom and dad they helped while I worked at Wendy's. That was short-lived because I knew I had to make money. So I started to do hair to make ends meet. This grew quickly, and I was doing between $200 to $300 a weekend. I did what I had to do to take care of my kids, and I was doing it well. I had furniture that was paid for, a car that I bought with cash, food in the refrigerator, and bills paid. Then I met another man. Sometimes as women, we can be in a place of vulnerability because of low self-esteem that can stem from childhood, past relationships, or wherever that causes us to drop our guard, drop all inhibitions and settle. Against the advice of my mom, I dated him anyway. And to keep this story from being too long about that, I went through 7 really tough years with this guy. And during that time, my mom did encourage me to go back to school and get my cosmetology license. Taking her advice, I enrolled in the program at the Crowley's Ridge Institute. And it was the best decision of my life. By this time, though, I was pregnant with my oldest son, which is my third child. Once I finished the program, I immediately began working at a local salon. After that, I returned to school to get my instructor's license, and by this time I had 5 children. So I ended up working at Smart Style inside of Walmart in 2005. I excelled at that salon, but the small town life and my children's father was taking a toll on me, so we all decided to relocate to Dallas. While in Dallas, I lived in public housing and was receiving public assistance while working. We were doing well at first. I was really focused on God and family. I had a new car and was about to move into a bigger place, but God had other plans for me. I had things in me that needed to be nurtured. I still had lessons and perseverance to learn. Then I began dating again. Everything started out great. That was until I got pregnant. I was 35 with 5 children and pregnant again. I was having a hard time already and did not need another child. How was I going to care for him? How was I going to spread my love between all the kids? The decision to keep my son was hard, but with the help from my friends and my family, I decided to keep him. My relationship with his father was rocky. I ended up moving to a different neighborhood, which was worse than the first, and we fell on hard times. We had to get food from the local church at times, as well as clothes and necessities. I had the DART bus and train system down to a science. I had to make sure that 5 children got to school and home each day at various schools, riding public transportation. I learned to plan, strategize, and improvise. Some days I had no choice but to let my second child ride halfway across the city to her school by herself. She was in the 7th grade, but she was really smart and I trusted her. In the meantime, I had gotten an invitation from Regency Beauty Institute a year earlier to come work for them in Fayetteville, and I decided against it. And so then a couple years later, I got another postcard from them. This time I was ready. I had learned to live a base and now it was time to live in abundance. So I moved to Northwest Arkansas in January 2013 as an instructor at Regency Beauty Institute. I was not on public assistance of any kind and it was scary. I worked at Regency for 2 years before I was laid off in February of 2015. I needed to find another job and so I was hired at JCPenney that same year. I worked there for 2 years. And my sister told me that I really needed to return to school and to finish my bachelor's degree in business. She was right. If I wanted to start my own business, it meant finishing what I started. So I researched schools and found that Northwest Arkansas Community College. But how the world was, how was I going to pay for school? So I searched for scholarships and that's when I found the Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Benton County. And I applied for it and I was called in for an interview and I was nervous. I was interviewed in front of 6 or 7 people. Can't remember which one. But I do remember one person in particular asking me, you're going to school full time, you have 6 children while working full time. I'm not saying it can't be done, but you have to be pretty ambitious. Well, I was, and I did it. I graduated the University of Arkansas with a 3.7 GPA on the dean's list while raising 6 kids and running my own business. So I finished my degree also at NWAC and then I decided to transfer to the University of Arkansas to the Walton College of Business, where I was voted also as Walton's Outstanding Student. During that time, SPS FBC was a huge asset to me. This organization helped me in ways that cannot begin to understand. I have nice things in my home because of the generous donations. I hardly ever went without basic toiletries, school supplies, gas for my car, and even paid tuition. Every single person at that office never made me feel like I was not welcome or was not important. The staff has always been kind, patient, and generous. They helped me through hard choices when it came to school, and even when I wanted to drop out my last year at the university. They were there with encouraging words of perseverance, always rooting for anything I did. Not only is the support of staff, but there are all kinds of other supportive programs. For instance, we were part of a bicycle program where teams would build bikes and donate them to kids. And my 2 youngest boys, they were able to get bikes, and man, they were really surprised. I was surprised too. So finally, after graduating from the Walton College of Business with my BSBA in Supply Chain Management, with a concentration in Transportation and Logistics, I entered into the GAP program here at SPS FBC. The program has helped me stay connected to the organization post-graduation so that I am not just left floundering by myself while trying to make my next steps. The GAP program also holds me accountable to the goals I set for myself for the future. I currently run my own business and would like to run my own warehouse and possibly my own transportation company down the line. I could not have done it could not have done it without the faithful support of the Single Parent Scholarship Fund. The scholarships have been life-changing, and the staff, volunteers, board, and donors have been cheerleaders to the end and beyond. They have been like a family to us, and they have been there when no one else was. Single Parent Scholarship Fund is one of the best things that's happened to me and my family since moving to Northwest Arkansas, hands down. The scholarship stretches well beyond just money. It's about much, much more. I feel like they are truly, truly a godsend.
Montanique, thank you for sharing your story with us. You are doing amazing things for you and your family. This year, our Spark of Hope Award honorees have received a beautifully crafted custom piece glasswork from Cutting Edge Glass. We now turn to our first Spark of Hope Award of the evening. Are you ready, Jake?
I'm ready.
I feel like we're giving out so many awards this year. I'm excited about this.
Let's get it done.
The 2021 Spark of Hope Award for Outstanding Corporation is being given to Greenwood Gearhart. Let's take a closer look at a company whose leaders have contributed to the growth and success of Single Parent Scholarship Fund for many years.
Greenwood Gearhart was founded in 1982 as M.A. Greenwood and Associates by Dr. Marianne Greenwood. In 2008, University of Arkansas grad and Fayetteville native Brock Gearhart returned from a stint on Wall Street and joined Marianne as a vice president, helping to transform the firm's approach to investment management and client service, as well as expand the business's prospects for growth. At that time, Greenwood and Associates was renamed Greenwood Gearhart in recognition of the newly established partnership. Brock was raised by parents who worked in higher education. Obtaining a college degree was always a big emphasis in his upbringing. His father, Dave Gearhart, served for 10 years as Vice Chancellor for University Advancement and then served as the 5th Chancellor of the University of Arkansas. His father's position at the University of Arkansas, combined with scholarships, afforded him the opportunity to go to school at a very attractive price. Brock said, "Not everyone is as fortunate, and the Single Parent Scholarship Fund is an excellent way to help these students." Brock had graduated with his Bachelor of Science in Business Administration in Financial Management and Investments from the University of Arkansas. He later obtained the Chartered Financial Analyst (CFA) professional designation. In 2015, Brock bought the business from Marianne, maintaining local ownership and the firm's commitment to being a fiduciary investment advisor and a partner to charitable organizations in the local community. Now with offices in Fayetteville and Rogers, over 600 client relationships, and approximately $640 million in assets under management, Greenwood Gearhart has grown to become one of the area's largest independent, locally owned advisory firms and is proud to partner with Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas to provide educational opportunities for single parents in Northwest Arkansas. Greenwood Gearhart has helped various organizations and affiliates of the Single Parent Scholarship Fund since 1984. All along the way, they've prioritized giving back the majority of their investment management fee to support the mission of the organization. Brock said, "It's been easy to support the Single Parent Scholarship Fund for so many years. We are continually inspired by the stories of the many students who have been able to overcome challenging situations and ultimately thrive as they pursue their education. We are humbled to be a small part of the organization's success and look forward to many years of future partnership." Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas is proud to recognize Greenwood Gearhart as the 2021 Outstanding Corporation.
Congratulations to Brock Gearhart and the awesome Greenwood Gearhart team. This award is so well deserved, and thank you for your dedication to the Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas. Now, I want to introduce you to Mandy Beasler. Mandy's a 2012 graduate from the University of Arkansas with her Bachelor of Science in Education. She's currently finishing her master's degree in special education with Arkansas State University. Mandy's an active member of the Single Parent Scholarship Fund and Northwest Arkansas Alumni Network, serving previously as president of the organization. Last year, she was named the Fayetteville Public Schools Teacher of the Year. She works at Fayetteville High School as a special education teacher and is the proud mother of a 20-year-old Olivia and 13-year-old Bella. Jacqueline, you had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Mandy about her experience while a Single Parent Scholarship recipient and an alumnus. Let's take a look at that video.
Mandy, thank you so much for sitting down with us and talking to us today.
Thank you for having
I'm
me.
excited to get to know you.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Let's start off with what I know are the joys of your life, your daughters.
Yes, Olivia is 20 and is starting at the University of Arkansas here in 2 weeks, and then Bella is 13 and is 8th grade.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk more about you. Where did you go to school and what's your degree in?
I went to NWAC and got my associate's degree in science, and then transferred to the University of Arkansas where I pursued my education degree in science, and then I'm currently working on my master's degree in special education.
Oh, very good. And then where are you currently working?
I am at Fayetteville High School. I have been there. This is my 9th year in Fayetteville Public School District, yes.
Wow. What do you love most about teaching?
Special education, I think, is the most rewarding job you can have, because you see students come in that are timid and shy and just are uncertain of whether they're going to be able to have that independence once they graduate high school. And so when you get them as a freshman and you guide them all the way through their senior year, and you see the growth that they have done and the jobs that they end up taking and the things that they get to do, it's just awesome. I love it.
Do you ever have any students that come back and visit?
I still, I have students that have moved away, or I just had my first graduating senior class that I had from when they started at 9th grade. And so all summer I'd be getting emails and stuff like that saying, Miss Beasler, how's it going? I'm in New York and stuff. And so they always keep in contact with me. It's great.
Good. Well, you're definitely serving as an inspiration for single parents out there, especially as they're wanting to continue their education. Maybe for those parents who are maybe thinking about maybe going back to school, what's the most rewarding part about having your degree?
Walking across that stage when they called my name out and hearing my daughters up in the stands yelling how proud they were of me, it was just like, I get goosebumps thinking about it now, because it was just like, I did this for my daughters and they are proud of me, and I've set this example for them. And I hope that they want to pursue their, education and their dreams when they get out of high school and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Two-part question for you. You ready?
Yes.
What or maybe who has kept you motivated during your time as a single parent scholarship fund recipient? And then the second part of that is how did the scholarship contribute to your motivation?
My parents were amazing encouragers. They helped me, encourage me and say, you can do this, so hang in there. And then former executive director Jody Dilday and program director Carrie Miller also helped me when I would get down, or I was a perfectionist. I wanted that 4.0, and when I had to take math, that was not good. And so I got down because I earned like a 78%. And they're like, you did it. It's a hard class for you and you did it. It's okay. Hang in there and just keep on going.
How did your pursuit of your college education influence your children, or maybe even members of your family?
My daughter Olivia, who is 20, and she has decided, when she first graduated, she goes, I'm not going to college. I don't want to. I'm burned out. And I was just like, maybe she just needs some time, but I still wanted to encourage her and stuff. And so she finally decided to go. And so she's enrolled, and she's going to be doing art education and with a little bit of special education as well. She wants to do art therapy for kids with special needs and stuff. And so that, helps be the encouragement for her to go and pursue that as well. And then my Bella, she's wanting to do everything, chef and homicide detective and all this random stuff. So I just encourage her and like, whatever you choose to do, let's do it.
What has changed most for you and your family since you've completed your bachelor's degree?
I'm no longer receiving any food stamps, or my kids are not on Medicaid anymore, so I'm able to fully provide for them on my own. And then I've also taken in my disabled mom. She lives with me as well. And so knowing that I am able to do this by myself, I pay the bills, I do whatever I need to do, and it's no longer that struggle of wondering and worrying how I'm gonna come up with the money for the next month's rent and so forth. So, it changed a lot. And I feel like it made me stronger, because I'm a cancer survivor. Back in 2017, I was diagnosed with cancer, and then 2 weeks later, I lost my brother, my baby brother. So now I'm the only surviving child for my mom. She's had to bury 2 sons. and then we lost my father. And so I think I was able to recover a little bit faster, I guess, because I'm in that single parent, and I did go to college and I worked hard to get through all of that, that it just made me a stronger person and more determined to keep going and not give up, even though a lot of tragic things have happened and stuff. But I'm a survivor, and I'm determined to do, I want to leave a legacy. I want people to know that I'm an advocate for special education, and I love single parent scholarship, and I'm an advocate for them, and I want people to know what an amazing program it is, and that anybody can go back to school. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are, you can do it.
Now you're working on your master's degree, you said.
Yes.
What changes do you think you'll see after you've completed your master's?
One thing, a raise, which will be really nice.
Yeah.
And you know, because with education, if you have your bachelor's degree and you stop after so long, you don't get those raises, cost of living every year and stuff like that. So a raise, but it also opens the door for more possibilities. If I decided to become a director for special services for a school district, I could do that and stuff. So that, you know, opens more doors for me.
What would you say is the most beneficial part about being a single parent scholarship fund recipient?
I learned how to make an effective resume that's going to catch the attention of a possible employer. We did mock interviews. They taught us how to introduce ourselves. When I first interviewed for the very first semester of that scholarship, I was kind of shy and timid and unsure of myself. And they help you through all of that to encourage you, help you realize that, hey, you're gonna do great things. And so they would teach us different things to prepare us for once we did earn that degree and go into the workforce, and just how to be able to do it and encourage us. And you become a family once you are a recipient. And now that I'm in the alumni as the president, you're a family and you stay in touch. Your children grow up together, and it's just so rewarding.
What do you consider your greatest accomplishment since you've completed your degree?
I was just awarded Fayetteville Public School District Teacher of the Year. And so, thank you very much. So I was Teacher of the Year for Fayetteville High School, and then they chose me for the District Teacher of the Year. So it put me in the running for Arkansas State Teacher of the Year and everything. But just to be recognized, I mean, I have 800 colleagues that teachers for Fayetteville School District, and knowing that they selected me is just humbling and such an honor that I will always cherish.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just proud to be sitting next to you.
Oh, thank
Some of your greatness will rub off on me. Looking back, was there one skill that you learned that was particularly useful, either in college or in the professional world?
I did, especially with single parent scholarship. They would do these workshops. We were able to learn how to write the resumes. They brought in professionals for us to meet and talk to, and they would give us pointers on how we needed to do certain things when we come into an interview and stuff. And I actually met our current superintendent, Dr. Colbert, came to an event, and at that time he wasn't the superintendent. He was just an associate superintendent for special services. And so meeting him, knowing that that was what I was going to be doing, was a tremendous help, because he encouraged me, but he also told me, this is what you need to do and get prepared for to be able to do what you can do.
Now we know, of course, the life of a parent, you're busy, you're working. What would you say to parents out there who may be considering going back to school, but maybe haven't taken that leap yet?
You can do it. It doesn't matter what is going on in your life, you can do it. Your kids are going to help encourage you as well, and you're setting that example to your kids. I mean, they're going to be looking at you going, wow, my mom's going to school, or my dad's rocking it with the 4.0s, anything like that. So, and then we encourage, like I said, once you become part of single parent scholarship, you're a family, and we all will come around, the alumni and other recipients, and we will help guide you, encourage you, and anything's possible.
Mm-hmm. It's been an amazing journey for you. Any surprises along the way?
There's always surprises, especially working with COVID this last year in education. That was very challenging and stuff, but you get to meet so many people, and it's just Northwest Arkansas. You think, oh, because I've been born and raised here, I've lived here all my life, And it's opened up so many doors, and then you meet all these new people and they remember you, you remember them, and it's just an amazing, amazing opportunity.
Yeah, so you're taking care of students, you're taking care of your girls, you're taking care of your family. How did you take care of yourself?
I actually, I was always put myself on the back burner, but once I became a teacher and I realized that I had to take care of myself sometimes too. So I would just even go out with some girlfriends for dinner one evening, or just say, hey, I'm gonna go take a nap. Just let me take a nap and do whatever and stuff. And then we got to finally take a family vacation for the first time this summer. So I got to take my girls to the beach to experience it. And it was the best. I came back refreshed, and it was like, let's do this. We're gonna rock out another school year.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely have to make sure that you take care of yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. You mentioned that you were named Teacher of the Year. What was the first thing that went through your mind when you found out that you received this honor?
Disbelief. I was just in shock and stuff. And then I thought about my dad and my brother, and I was like, I know that they're watching down over me and are extremely, extremely proud. And it was just gave me that initiative, just like, I've got to step up and even do more. It's time for me to just do more and be who I think my dad would want me to be, and just try to keep going.
Yeah. Well, Mandy, thank you so much for being a part of the Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas's family. Thank you for leading our parents and encouraging them as they're continuing their education. You're definitely an inspiration to us all.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
It was so great catching up with Mandy. She's a shining example of the success this program creates. Now, receiving the honor for the Outstanding Community Partner is Professional Business Systems.
Upon company inception in 1986, Professional Business Systems had a vision to provide superior products and customer service in the office technology industry. Over time, the company has grown to support over 750 customers in Northwest Arkansas across all industries, with one being the nonprofit world. With a mission to give back to our local community, PBS has always taken extreme pride in providing support through their products to Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas and other local nonprofit organizations. The nonprofit realm is certainly much different than commercial clients, as budget availability varies in every environment. This is where PBS has tried to position themselves to lend support via their services to the best of their ability with each nonprofit customer they serve. Growing up, Matt Mawby was always a good student and was fortunate enough to attend college at the University of Arkansas. Matt said, in support of our contributions to Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas, I didn't have perspective of the demand for these services until my professional years. Meeting different people and being exposed to different backgrounds provided us the realization that there was an opportunity to help this mission. Professional Business Systems has supported the mission of both Single Parent Scholarship Funds dating back to the early 2000s. Like other clients, they came to know the organizations via their outside sales force pursuing new business opportunities. Since then, they've always worked with Single Parent Scholarship Fund leadership to craft solutions that provide the organization with the resources needed to perform normal day-to-day functions in the office. Matt said PBS is honored to be the recipient of this year's Spark of Hope Award, as we are forever grateful for the mission of Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas in promoting the future education of our single parents in our local community. Matt has a message for each of the recipients. We encourage you to confide in those who truly care for you. Although you recognize your situation to be unfortunate, the power of those resources provided by Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas can be a fresh start for anyone. Take pride in the opportunity that you have to further your education and be a true example for the youth in your life. It's never too late. Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas is proud to recognize Professional Business Systems as the 2021 Outstanding Community Partner.
Thank you, Professional Business Systems, for all you do. Good evening. I'm Rhonda Moore, board member of the Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas. We should consider ourselves fortunate to live in a region like Northwest Arkansas. With the access, success, amenities, and relative wealth that we have, it's sometimes difficult to recognize that there are many who are in need. Right now, 1 in 4 children in Northwest Arkansas live in poverty and face food insecurity. Children in single-parent families have disproportionately higher rates of poverty, and nearly 3/4 of children living in single-mother families are low income. But thanks to all of you, there's hope. Now is the time to invest in scholarships and build more vibrant futures for our families. I invite you to become a part of the community's effort to end poverty and create success by offering encouragement and access to higher education. I know we can do this because Single Parent Scholarship Fund has some of the most dedicated and generous supporters who believe in our hardworking scholarship recipients.
Hello, I'm Todd Kitchen, and I am a donor and a board member. I witnessed firsthand the impact that each dollar has on our recipients, but also how physically sound your investment is. With corporate sponsorships, gifts, and grants raised to date, we are just $65,100 shy of the fundraising goal to support our outstanding, hardworking single parents. With the passion of those watching, I believe that we can meet this goal for our recipients tonight.
Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas is in a unique position. A grant from a local family foundation covers most of our administrative and overhead costs, including staff salaries, office supplies, and utilities. However, even with this grant, we still need to raise 2/3 of our scholarship dollars from donors like you each year. So when you give tonight, your gift goes directly to scholarships and student programs.
Now, many of you have been to an event where you're just asked to give. At Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas, we want you to become a partner and invest in our organization to ensure every single parent family has a foundation of success, starting with higher education. Help us grow a foundation for all of Northwest Arkansas. Your gift is an investment in education, an investment in our local economy, and an investment in the future of your community. You can make a gift easily and securely online by visiting give.spsfnwa.org. Again, that is give.spsfnwa.org. Thank you.
Thank you.
As a reminder, the opportunity for giving continues all night long. Just visit the website on your screen. Now receiving the honor of outstanding individual donors are Mike and Susan Duke. Please join me and learn how Mike and Susan have become champions for the recipients by investing and following in their journeys.
Mike and Susan Duke both grew up similarly in mid to low economic families. One set of parents had 8th grade educations and one set had high school educations. Both fathers served in the military. Education and doing averagely well in school were important. College was acknowledged as good, but not necessarily a plan. The financial resources were not available in their families, so they each knew they would be responsible for finances. Mike and Susan were both the first to go to college in their families. Mike and Susan met in June of 1969 and married in March 1970 in the spring of Mike's junior year at Georgia Tech. Susan worked and supported Mike as he finished his engineering degree in June 1971. Mike had a successful career with May Company from 1972 to 1994 and then Walmart from 1994 until his retirement in 2014 as the company's 4th CEO. Susan enjoyed a career as a wife, mother, and community advocate wherever they lived. Mike and Susan enjoy mentoring high school and college students, church involvement, and community service. They're involved with early childhood support and schools, both in the U.S. and in other countries. This includes children in foster care and helping those who support foster children. Mike is currently mentoring some young men as they navigate their business careers and is also teaching some leadership college classes. Susan said, "We have been abundantly blessed and are blessed to give back to others." Mike and Susan were introduced to both single-parent scholarship funds when they moved to Northwest Arkansas. Their daughter Brittany currently serves on the board. They believe in the importance of education and in supporting those who are intent on pursuing education while working and raising a family. They so enjoy the pictures and notes from the scholarship awardees as they share their educational journey and their success. Susan said, "We personally know the value of education, finding one's gifts, and being trained and prepared for opportunities for success. Education is limited when dollars are limited. We are thankful we can be providers of those important dollars and to encourage the journey of education for single parents. We are inspired by all the single parents who express gratefulness, are dedicated to caring for their family, committed to their jobs, and focused on doing well and pursuing their education. Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas is proud to recognize Mike and Susan Duke as the 2021 Outstanding Individuals."
Mike and Susan Duke are just amazing and kind people. Thank you both so much for your longtime support of our mission. Now we would like to recognize all current recipients of Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas by lighting their locations in our community through a special light ceremony.
In 2001, Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas co-founder Marjorie Maroug Wolf was presented the Point of Light Award from President George W. Bush. This award was created to recognize Americans from all walks of life taking action in their communities to solve serious social problems. Just as Marjorie was deserving of this award, so are all the Single Parent Scholarship recipients represented here tonight. No matter where they are in their educational journey, they have been courageous to take that first crucial step to improving their lives, their children's lives, and creating a better community by giving back. The light begins within the single parent as they make the choice to strive for a better future. Light is never self-contained and impacts all of us. It spreads to their children, who speak about when they will go to college and not if they go. The light continues to shine out into the community, affecting all of us on a personal level. The single parent recipient is the nurse at your local hospital, your child's teacher, or your fellow associate sitting next to you at work. At Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas, the single parent is not on a solitary journey. It is one we all take as the light shines out, touching us all.
What an incredible visual to see where the light shines in the Northwest Arkansas region. Those bright lights are because of each of you. Thanks to all of you who tuned in tonight to support the Single Parent Scholarship Fund in Northwest Arkansas. And there's still time to give to our mission. Visit our secure website, give.spsfnwa.org. And as you heard from Montanique Davis and Mandy Beasler, single parent families are building a strong base for their future and our future. And with help from all of you, the Single Parent Scholarship Fund, together we're changing lives by encouraging personal success.
That's right. Thank you to all of our sponsors for their support in making the Spark of Hope a celebration of the community's investment in education. Congratulations to all our award winners, Greenwood Gearhart, Professional Business Systems, and Mike and Susan Duke. Also, congratulations to each of our scholarship recipients and our children, of course. Your commitment to education is just the beginning of your future success. Have a good night.